In decentralized law, accountability has a different way of functioning than it does in centralized law. In a government, power has been centralized, and the law industry has been monopolized, with government being the monopolist of the entire law industry. Suppose that a case of domestic violence occurs, and that the victim is the spouse of a police officer. In government, since the industry of law has been monopolized, the police of a given community are a monopoly, and there is no other police service that operates in that area. Because accountability comes only from those having supposed authority, accountability in law monopolies is largely monodirectional, meaning that those having authority are the ones who get to decide if they feel that a situation merits any accountability. With a police service already being monopolized, it being the primary means of holding others accountable, those working within that service can hold a tradition of shielding one another from accountability. A police officer reported for abusing their spouse might be ruled as a non-credible report, as the officers conducting the investigation would quickly realize a fellow officer is being alleged to have committed criminal acts. This type of accountability shielding is made possible by the investigating officers because of their power over the investigation and the police report. A monopolized legal system consists of many participants who can use their authority to shield others from accountability. In matters having evidence that is limited, such as domestic violence and pedophilia, it is especially convenient for one working within the legal system to use their position to dismiss allegations against a fellow colleague in the law system. This behavior of accountability shielding is incentivized by two major factors. One factor is that one who is working within the law monopoly can anticipate a certain accountability shield afforded to them if ever any wrongdoings of theirs are brought to light. Another factor is fear of the repercussions of fellow colleagues should there be failure to shield any accountability that could be shielded. These same incentives to use one's position to manipulate accountability are rampant at all levels of a law monopoly, at all levels of a government. By monopolizing the industry of accountability, which is the industry of law, a government can control who is accountable and who is not. This is called monodirectional accountability. Mono means one. Monodirectional accountability means accountability from one direction. This direction from which accountability comes is from wherever there is authority. Because law monopolies operate on the authority model, accountability can be manipulated by those in a position regarded as having authority. This same power to shield accountability can also be used to intensify accountability, making any system of law monopoly one that cannot be neutral, impartial, or objective, because of being insufficiently held to checks and balances, thus remaining a flawed system vulnerable to the human tendencies of those having sway in the accountability process. Decentralized law is a system of law that adheres strictly to true principles, and is entirely without the concept of authority. Without these notions of authority and rank, monodirectional accountability cannot be perpetuated. Instead, a different kind of accountability will occur. Omni means every. Omnidirectional means accountability from every direction. Accountability and order comprise the major demands of the industry referred to as the industry of law. Without the supply of services to meet these demands, civilization cannot be possible. Civilization is entirely dependent on order and accountability, and without them, civilization crumbles into chaos. Yet, government is not the best way to supply these demands, because it is the monopolization of the industry of law, and monopolized industries do not perform well compared with those that openly compete. Government also operates on authority, which mostly only delivers monodirectional accountability, being unlikely to be impartial or administer accountability universally and objectively. Self-ownership is a true principle foundational to all of human interaction and law, and this true principle makes necessary the elimination of authority, as authority of one human over another cannot be substantiated. Decentralized law establishes the model that accountability can come from any who can objectively substantiate to the world any criminal act. This can be any individual or group. There are no authority or accreditation requirements to qualify for this ability to hold another accountable. This means that the evidence must be very strong, but it also ends the tradition of authority, governments, borders, and taxation.